Alright, welcome everybody to PBAL Week 3. We are up against Dolphin Squared, and I'm gonna pause the footage right here, because, yes, I am looking at gameplay footage, because guess what? My audio forgot to record! How wonderful is that? The gameplay audio, everything else, working completely fine. But, I am here with a post-com, so feel free to click off right now. Don't forget to comment how shitty this shit is. Woo! Awful situation. I am so sorry. But, hopefully I can add a little bit to this post-com. Let me know how it is. I won't be doing this on the regular. This will only happen if this happens again, because I hate doing these. I hate dedicating more time than I need to the videos. There's a reason I stopped doing team builders. There's a reason I only dedicate editing to this. So, I'll try to make it look as good as possible. So, today we are fighting Dolphin Squared, and let's take a look at their team over here. So, they brought Virizion, Registeel, Cinderace, Toxapex, Spectre, and Vikavolt. My initial instinct is just lead Hisui and Arcanine, because while half of my team does have boots, and Reuniclus doesn't really care, and the Dunsparce doesn't really care, Scarf Mienshao is essential to me winning this game. If Scarf Mienshao does end up going down, I have nothing to outspeed Cinderace. Cinderace can go for Sucker Punch on any other Scarfer I could grab, and if the Dunsparce does not tear into water, it is not taking shit from Cinderace either. So we have to be very careful around how we play with Scarf Mienshao. And yeah, I mean, that's basically it. Just lead Hisui and Arcanine, pressure everything. If Toxapex wants to come in, we bring in Reuniclus. Now, let's get into the battle. So they do lead Registeel, which is still a fantastic lead. Not the one I expected, but one that is absolutely fantastic for me. So we are just going to click the Flare Blitz button. There are no switch-ins, except for the Toxapex, and if Toxapex comes in, we have Reuniclus. We're fine. It's okay. Flare Blitz goes off into the Registeel, doing massive damage, as we are hurt by the Rocky Helmet, which is interesting. And rocks go up. I'm completely fine with this. Magikarp, 3 boots, one is a Mienshao, one is a Dunsparce. I do not care about rocks. That is a completely fine trade for me. But I do think Toxapex might come in on the second Flare Blitz, now that rocks have gone up, and I might need Hisui and Arcanine later for extreme speed, so I think I end up deciding to switch out into Reuniclus. Seeing the Toxapex coming in. Yeah, I do that. Okay. So Reuniclus comes out as Registeel switches out into presumably Toxapex, correct? Yup, we got him. From Terra Preview, they didn't bring their Dark type, which was Hydreigon, which for some reason they didn't bring. I was really scared of it. But because of that, I am able to get off the Psychic here, and we are able to basically annihilate whatever comes in. But I do make a misplay by not going for Trick Room, because initially I was scared of me going for Trick Room as the, I don't know why I didn't click Trick Room. I think it was something about capitalizing on turns or something, like if Registeel comes in I need to switch out. But then I have Focus Blast, so I can go for that. I don't really care if I miss, because it basically ends up with the exact same scenario here. But we do get off the Psychic on Registeel. Does about as much damage as it should be doing realistically. But because I didn't go for Trick Room, we're not able to go for a Focus Blast, and we're not able to kill it, so we need to sacrifice another turn. Which could be either Chip on this Reuniclus, Thunder Wave on this Reuniclus. It was not, my sequence of plays here was not very good here in the early game. As Thunder Wave comes off here into Reuniclus, and exactly what I feared comes into play. And we get fully paralyzed too. It is not a good day for us. That really sucks. So, what we need to do now is go hard into Arcanine Hisui, or just, I guess, stay in and kill it. I think I just stayed in and killed it, I think, because I was just like, yeah, let's take the kill here. I could have gone into Hisuian Arcanine. Realistically, I should have, because then... Because I don't think they're going to go for Body Press. They shouldn't be going for Earthquake. They should just be going for as much damage as possible. Or a hard Thunder Wave again, but I don't think they would do that. Because, realistically, there's no reason for me to switch. But I do fall into their bait. They go for Heavy Slam. And, well, we do get off the kill on the Registeel, which is pretty good for Xianpao being able to click Ice Spinner with no repercussions. But it does mean our Reuniclus is paralyzed, which... While the speed drop works fantastically for Trick Room, I do not care about that. Though 25% chance of just not working out with our set being a Trick Room cleaner is awful. Like, awful, awful, awful. So Cinderace comes out here, and I'm in a bit of a predicament, because I have no switch into this Mon. I have not teared with the Dunsparce yet, and... Pyro Ball probably nukes my Reuniclus, and I still want damage on that Mon. Or health on that Mon, whatever. So I think my play here is to switch out into Hisuian Arcanine and just, like, hope nothing bad happens, I guess. Or just sack it at this point, because even if Extreme Speed would be quite useful, I still have the speed control of Ice Shark Xianpao, Scarf Mienshao. Xianpao Mienshao. Fuck, that's gonna be one hell of a tongue twister. But, yeah, I do still have those two for speed control. I have... Glare the Dunsparce. If anything goes, like, extremely wrong, I can always Terra Water, Glare the Cinderace. So, my best play is to go into Hisuian Arcanine here. As we do see the U-turn go off, which is theoretically good for me, but they do get free momentum, so they should just be able to go back out into Toxapex, and then I go back out into Reuniclus. It's just... a cycle of hell, basically. As Toxapex does indeed come back out, and now I'm forced to go back into Reuniclus, basically, because any other Pokemon doesn't want to take anything from this Mon, and because we are paralyzed, we can't be poisoned, which, like, I wish we would be poisoned, but it's nice to have some sort of status bubble. It's weird. But the paralysis really does just suck ass, which is quite unfortunate. And there is definitely the possibility of a double since the Reuniclus switch is so obvious, because there's realistically no other Mon I could be going out into. So it does definitely harm the early game here. As we see Baneful Bunker come out, which is quite interesting on the Hisuian Arcanine, but very, very good for us. Because now we can get our other Psychic off and basically nuke whatever else comes in. Like, every time this thing comes in, Life Orb Max Modest Psychic is gonna come off and it's gonna do a billion damage to whatever comes in. So this is very, very good for us. So they do switch out of the Toxapex, which is pretty obvious because they basically need it for the Xianpao. As Vikavolt comes in, and Psychic is gonna do a billion damage to this thing, and because this thing doesn't get Roost, it is going to take... Like, this damage is permanent. There's no way of it recovering. So, at this point, I need to punish the Web's play, because if they go for Sticky Web, that's very, very bad for us, as I've previously established. So I decide to go out into Hisuian Arcanine, because they might go for Bug Buzz into the Reuniclus. But they make the smart play, go for Thunderbolt, and it shows to be very, very offensive Vikavolt, as Thunderbolt kills my Hisuian Arcanine from that range, which I don't think no investment could have, so that is, like, while it is bad, kinda, it does also allow us a free switching into whatever, and because Vikavolt is at the range that it is, I see this as the opportunity to go out into our Enamorus. I could have gone out into something else, but everything else had a pretty clear switch in. Xianpao had Toxapex, Mienshao had Toxapex, like, Toxapex, even if it is absolutely dog shit, is still, like, a positional issue. So, it's very important to pressure that Mon into a position where it is reliable, like, where you need to rely on it, and this is why I pivoted into Enamorus, because it does force out the Toxapex after we kill the Vikavolt, which we do claim fantastic. And as I was talking about, Toxapex does come out here, which is still very, very good for me, because Toxapex, as bad as it is, cannot OHKO us from this range. even though we are weak to it from super effective stab, I see no reason to go out into Reuniclus here because I remember I have Healing Wish. So at this point, Enamorus doesn't outspeed barely anything outside of like the defensive Pokemon, which I have Xianpao to better clean those up outside of this Toxapex. But if I Healing Wish into Reuniclus, I have much better ways to take out this Toxapex. So I go for the Earth Power Chip, knowing I can live no matter what, and we do a lot of damage. We find out that this is indeed physically defensive Toxapex, as Sludge Bomb comes out, does a lot of damage as expected, and while it is a roll to get this Toxapex, I calc out and find out it is a roll not in our favor. So because of that, I do decide to Healing Wish here, and go back out into Reuniclus. Unfortunately, as they do this, they do manage to recover up on Toxapex, but it's also fine, because I will always pivot into Reuniclus here, meaning that I will get another nuke off on anything. But, before we do that, so that I don't make the same exact mistake that I made last time, I do decide to go for Trick Room, because there is literally no reason for me not to do so. So, once again, we are going to be doing approximately 1 billion damage to everything. As Sludge Bomb comes off, poison, no poison, it doesn't matter. They don't get the poison, it's whatever. Because we get off our Trick Room, and Psychic will be able to nuke basically whatever comes in. Not quite yet, because Baneful Bunker is a problem to stall out Trick Room. And it was a very smart bring into Trick Room, but it won't be able to save them from Reuniclus claiming, at the very least, 1 kill here, which is very good for positioning purposes. As we get off our Psychic, and we manage to Oko the Toxapex, which is massive for the Xianpao in the back. As Spectrier comes out here, and Terra proves to be a very broken mechanic, as I don't need to switch out into my very reliable answer, the Dunsparce in the back. I can just Terra out of it, go for Psychic, and do a million to this thing. Will it Oko? Probably not, but because we still have 2 more turns of Trick Room, even after that Baneful Bunker, we are still going to be able to 2-hit KO this thing no matter what. As Psychic comes off, and yep, it does around 90%, which is massive damage. As Shadow Ball comes off, and versus max HP, that's a lot of damage. A crit could have possibly killed there. I'm assuming that's Specs, but I have not verified that. As Psychic comes off, and because of our last turn of Trick Room, we use it to Oko Spectrier, which is absolutely massive for us. But, because of the damage that was dealt to me by the Spectrier, even during Trick Room, we are not going to be able to live a we're not going to be able to live a stab grass move from Scarf Virizion, which at this point is the only thing that's going to be able to have a possible endgame here. Because Cinderace is still in the back, and Virizion is still in the back. Cinderace cannot take out our... Like, Cinderace is a problem, but it is always able to be revenge killed by our Xianpao, even if it is a problem, as it comes out here. And at this point, I basically need to sack a Pokemon. And I realize, okay, the only 2 Mons left are Cinderace and Virizion. This thing probably has high jump kick. I don't need the Dunsparce anymore. So I go out into that, as Pyro Ball, I believe, comes out? Yeah, Pyro Ball comes out, and it does a ton of damage. But after Leftovers, we might be able to live another one, but it doesn't, so if this is Scarf Cinderace, we are going to be able to take care of this. But if not, High Jump Kick comes off, and we sack the Dunsparce like we need to, and we go out into our Mienshao, get the chip we need, go out into Xianpao, and then hopefully we can win the game from there. But it is going to be a very, very hard endgame for us. As we dodge the High Jump Kick, And this automatically wins us the game, basically. It was a really, really unfortunate miss. We don't KO with Terra Blast, which is quite unfortunate. But we will go down to the next high jump kick, but at this point, you are in range of Ice Shard from Xianpao. And basically, yeah, it's just the Dunsparce goes down, and we're gonna be able to go out into either of our Revenge Killers. I think about it, and Virizion in the back could always be Scarf, so I don't want to risk going out into Xianpao quite yet. So I decide to go out into Mienshao, and Close Combat will do more to the Virizion than Poison Jab. I made sure to verify that. And Scarf Virizion, which is basically the only set that's in my head right now, cannot OHKO us with a... or will be able to OHKO us with or without the CC drops, I think. I think that's why I went for CC. If not, I think I just went for more damage so that we could get it in range of an Ice Shard no matter what. Even though Poison Jab probably would have allowed us to 2-KO that thing. Yeah, I didn't play this endgame the best, but I was very, 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 like, apologetic about the high jump kick miss, and just all of that just made me go completely way off the track. I am still really, really sorry for the high jump kick miss. It basically locks us in for this game. As Close Combat's gonna go off into the Cinderace, and yep, Cinderace is gonna go down. As Virizion's gonna come back out, and theoretically there should be absolutely no way of it winning, because if it's Scarf, then it KOs us with whatever move, and it has to go for a fighting move to OHKO our Xianpao. And if it goes for a fighting move, with our Reuniclus, we live a fighting move no matter what from this Virizion. And if it goes for a grass move, we go into Xianpao, we Ice Spinner, we win. And this basically and if it isn't Scarf, then there's absolutely no way it should be outspeeding Xianpao. Yeah, no, there should be absolutely no way outside of Agility, and if it's Agility upper hand, then I'm sorry, you just got me with Agility upper hand. Like, I was just like, yeah, Agility upper hand is gonna beat me no matter what. As we get our CC off, ironic considering this thing's nickname, as we are gonna see Calm Mind, which at this point I'm just like, oh, okay, that's GG, Mienshao claims 2, Xianpao lives to never see another day. It has not hit the field yet. But they are gonna break out the Vacuum Wave, which I completely forgot about. I completely forgot that Vacuum Wave is like a move that is like widely distributed now. But it is gonna reveal Life Orb, and because of that, we absolutely win this game. Even if they are upper hand, Life Orb Recoil will kill them no matter what. But because we are faster, they probably don't have upper hand because they're special. So we are gonna get off the Ice Shard, and we are finally gonna see our first Xianpao kill of the entire season. And it was a kill that literally anything else could have gotten. I know I said this thing was broken in my draft analysis, hyped it up a lot, but my other mods have been popping off. What can I say? Reuniclus is the GOAT. But yeah, I'm really sorry about the high jump kick miss. It was really, really unfortunate. And yeah, with that, that's it for this week. I super apologize for the fact that I had to do post-com this week. It's really, really annoying. But, I mean, if I could go back in time and make the audio record, I would. This is just the way it has to be, unfortunately. But next week shouldn't be like that. I will 100% make sure I play the game tomorrow, so recency bias is gonna be a bitch. But hopefully we don't fuck that up. We keep this winning streak alive, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.